Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Steam Prison, and we are in Adage's route, and I mean, yeah, it's gonna take, okay, I feel like we're halfway through his route, but we really only did get one choice in the last part, and that's what I was saying, like, I don't know, we don't have as many choices in front of us, but it could take fucking forever. We still have quite a few, like 5 choices, before we get our ending. I'm just extremely concerned because the plus options ending, the title is Sacrificing Myself. And that just, I don't know, that could be misleading, but it doesn't sound positive. And I'm kind of afraid that our good ending is going to be not great. You know what I mean? Elcreed's was like my queen ending, okay? That was his positive ending. Sacrificing myself just doesn't sound like positive. I don't know. But anyway, we are in Finn's perspective right now, and I'm gonna guarantee you he saw all that shit go down with Adage because we heard a noise and then we were making out with Adage, and I'm like, it's Finn. He saw this because he's got to have a reason to want to stab Adage and kill him at some point. In one of his routes, he's going to die. Plus, we have a choice coming up, but there is a point where the choice is kind of like in Elcreed's ending and in Ulrich's, I think, where it's kind of like you have 2 choices. One keeps the route going and the other one just instantly gets you to an ending. We're coming up on one of those that has to do with Finn, so obviously we'd have to have had Finn have this weird scenario with us, because that it was very similar to something that happened in Elcreed's, and one of his was, no, I'm not gonna search for Finn, or I'm gonna search for Finn, and we kind of got murdered by Finn, I think, in one of those. I don't really quite remember which ending that was, but it wasn't a good one at any rate. So anyway, yeah. All right, yeah. When the sun went down, I was running through the streets, running away. Why? This is too... I'd run for so long my heart seemed ready to explode. Running isn't why it's about to burst. I stopped and steadied myself against a wall. My stomach was empty and I still felt sick. I wanted to throw up. I stuck 2 fingers into my throat to force it. Bile splattered onto the ground. That's almost as disgusting as this betrayal. God damn it. Shit. I pounded the wall again and again. It did nothing to improve my mood. Yeah, he definitely saw it, I mean. My eyes began to feel wet. I blamed having thrown up. My legs, my throat, my hands, everything hurt. My body was screaming with pain. Why, Spacey? A few hours earlier. Good. I managed to find some flowers. I had wanted to find a nice bouquet, but no such luck. Even finding a single flower inside the sanctuary district was a tall order. Will she like it? I hope she will. It's been so long since I felt so bright. Everything seems to be sparkling. Spacey is just special to me. Some things had been painful for me, but I had borne them for her. But being able to see her again was my long-awaited reward for that. I'll change. I won't be like I was yesterday. I'll live with Spacey now. I can't wait for it. I do feel bad for him a little bit, but also not, I feel bad because he's so hopeful, and then we're kissing someone else, and I feel bad for him, but he's a fucking psychopath. So, who killed people for touching me. I mean, I think it should be around here. I looked for the house Spacey had described. I've never been in this area before. It looks more like the Heights here. I smiled broadly when I saw a house that fit her description. There it is. I found it. I adjusted my tie and straightened my hair. I think I look all right. At least, I don't think anything will stand out. I worked up the courage to approach the house, and just when I was about to knock, I wonder if Spacey's at home. I decided to look in through one of the windows. Oh, dear God. This would have all been different if he had just knocked like a normal person, but obviously... Look, I'm just worried for Adage dying. It was a mistake. He saw when Adage was looking at my cheek. That's the first thing he saw, because that's when we heard the noise, right? Like, so he's like, oh my god, he touched her. He's a doctor. It's his job. Would you have tried to kill Glissade for touching me? I mean, I guess he doesn't know Adage is a doctor, but like, you know what I mean? I don't know. And he wouldn't think that. He logically wouldn't think when we're like, oh, no, I got a doctor friend that can take care of him. You know, that, oh, maybe this is the doctor Spacey was talking about. Like, you know what I mean? I get he wouldn't assume that. And it's a man touching me. So, no way. The flower slipped from my hands and fell to the ground. Spacey was inside the house, together with a man I didn't know. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? My pulse quickened and I felt the urge to kill. The beast within me screamed with the desire to destroy. But I didn't want Spacey to see that side of me, to even know about it. Again, I really think he killed our parents because we were getting married to someone else and he couldn't handle it. And like, I guess he thought he knew that we'd end up down here together and it would be okay. And like, you know what I mean? I just kind of feel like he didn't really think this plan through, Finn, but okay. I bit on my right index finger to stifle my voice. I can't accept this. By the time I realized where I was, I had left the house behind me. Here's the thing, he probably didn't even see the kiss. He probably just saw, like, Adage looking at my cheek and was like, he's touching her! And, like, good thing you didn't see his tongue down my throat, but okay. I ran, and ran, and ran. Eventually, I was in a murky back alley. I thought a brilliant future was waiting for me, but I'll never escape the darkness. I was both laughing and crying, and inside there was nothing. Just a shapeless void. Well, maybe this is all just a dream, huh? I'll wake up and you'll be there in front of me, asking me if something is wrong. No. Reality stared me in the face, crushing my vain hopes of escapism. Yes, you too, Finn. You'll be my light in the darkness. I'll keep waiting for you. Forever, Spacey. I think we should have figured out at that point that he was in love with us, but we're not very smart when it comes to shit like this. Like, we didn't even know what love was, so I just don't think we would have been like, oh, right, that should have made sense if I... Got it. I wanted to be with you again so badly. Where did I go wrong? You killed my parents, that's where you went wrong. Just saying. I wanted to end. Someone end me. When he says things like that, you kind of feel bad for him. You're like, oh, nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna feel bad for you. Hey! Stop! Don't be rude. You can come over here if you want attention. Don't scream. No. Stop that. Come here. Pause. Come here. Come here. Why don't you come sit with me if you want attention? There you go. Be a good boy. Stop being angry and screamy and jerkish. Just come sit with me, and I'll give you attentions. Hi. Hi, how you doing? You feel better now? I mean, you can sit over there in your cage and play with your toys, but you're just screaming, and you're being rude. Just sit with me. Hello. Hi, come sit on me. Okay, never mind. Fine, bye. Don't fucking scream at me, then. Don't scream at me, then. You could come over here. You're just sitting there shrieking like a jerk. Bird's a dick. I love you, but you're a dick. Night came. After dinner, I washed the dishes and stared out the window. See, that's nice. Chirp like that. What are you looking at? He didn't look up from his book. I said I was looking at nothing. It's more that I can't see anything. I would have expected him by now. Oh. Yes, you said someone would be coming. Yes, normally he keeps his promises. A man? I opened the door and looked outside. There was nobody. Maybe something came up for him. There were flowers on the ground. There are flowers on the ground. Who brought them? Probably the kid you saved. I must be trying to thank me. Look how Adage just assumes the flowers are for him. You're a little full of yourself there, buddy, but I love it. Oh, yes, perhaps. I poured water into a vase and put the flowers on the windowsill. So who was supposed to come here? I like how Adage is like, so, you're like, Yeah. He. Who? Huh? Now you may not think you're in love with me, but you're feeling a little jealous right now. Like you were gonna have a guy just shove up my fucking really? An old friend. I met him again today. His name is Finn. We were paired up as police officers. He's even taller than you, but he's a soft and kind man. Apparently he's with the hounds now. I wanted to talk to him about how he's doing, but, well... Is that all? All? No, never mind. The funny thing is, it would be funnier, this conversation with him seeming a little bit jealous. Is that all you wanted to talk to him about? Like, you just friends? Yeah. If we didn't just have this conversation where he's like, I'm not in love with you, like, whatever, I feel nothing. So, like, were you lying when you said you felt nothing? Because if you know, like, that I'm in love with you, you wouldn't be concerned, like, concerned about another man. You'd be like, whatever. Unless you were, I guess, because you're like, you're in love with me, but, like, maybe you're also in love with him, and if he actually is interested in you, you'd go to him. You know what I mean? And, like, and I just told you I totally wasn't into you, but I totally am, and I'm lying. No, Adage, you gotta learn to be honest with yourself. Right. Why are you so disappointed? If he can't come today, maybe he'll come another day. That's true. You're always good for that, aren't you? Good for what? The wisdom that age brings. Sometimes you give really good advice. It really helps me. Thank you. You're exaggerating. And you're not getting anything from making me compliments. I don't want anything anyway. It would probably embarrass me. Well, that's much more likely to get me to do something. Stop it! Please! She's like, yeah, I don't want you to give anything to me because it would make me embarrassed. That, though, the fact that you would be embarrassed makes me want to do things to you. That's fucking weird, but also a great way to learn how to manipulate Adage. Oh, stop, Adage. Don't kiss me. It would embarrass me. Stop, Adage. Please don't, like, you know, give me a back massage. It would embarrass me. No, Adage. Don't fawn over me. It would embarrass me. You just manipulate him, and all of a sudden one day he's like, wait a minute, and you're like, yeah, I mean, seriously, you're not as smart as you think you are. I'm going to bed. You're a child. You're a child. I forgot something. Good night. Yeah, you're a child. You're a child. You throw fucking lizards in my face. A few days later, I was accompanying Adage on a visit to the sanctuary district. As chance would have it, the house we went to had once been Rylith and Merlot's. Now that they were gone, a young couple lived there. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I knew that it wasn't their fault. I resolved not to let anything show. Oh, my headset. Fucking cord is like bent and pulled out. I accidentally vacuumed it up. Got stuck in the vacuum and like... Anyway. Thank you so much for coming, Doctor. I don't mind. She's pregnant, so she shouldn't move if possible. They're awaiting the birth of their child. The woman's belly was very large. It's so odd. Is there really a human being in there? It's like, oh god, she really doesn't know where babies come from. Holy shit. Am I so unusual? Oh, I'm sorry. Staring was rude. Adage, sitting next to me, let out a pained sigh. Don't complain to me. I didn't know about giving birth. It's really funny that most people figured this out and we still have not. We really didn't know about where babies came from. Oh god, we're dumb. Again, it's not really our fault. It's the heights and the fact that nobody thought to explain this shit to us. I get the whole wedding thing, we didn't care to know because we weren't interested in it, but I feel like our mother should have been like, I'm gonna force you to have this conversation because this is important fucking shit that you should know, and not be told the day of your wedding so that while you were already traumatized about being forced to marry, now you are traumatized by sex and childbirth. Or like, Mom, you're like, what's wrong with me? I'm getting fat. And she's like, oh, by the way, let me explain this to you now that it's too fucking late for you to yeet yourself off the fucking edge of the heights because you didn't want to deal with this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me some options. A few hours earlier, Adage, you're willing to go a long way to visit a patient. I'll go wherever they need me, and if the pay is proportional to the case. Proportional? What does the patient today have? They're not sick, technically. It's a birth. A birth? Yes. Birth. You know what birth is about, right? Of course! It's, about children, right? Oh god, this hurts me. This is why Adish does not want to have sex with you. Because you are, like, literally, it's like talking to a 6-year-old. Like, again, I feel like 6-year-olds know where babies come from. Depending, or at least understand certain more things than she does, and that concerns me. Again, I know it's a problem with the heights, but it still icks me out, okay? It's like, I would understand if she was like, oh, these things make me uncomfortable, but at least I know about them, instead of being like, what? What's a baby? You mean the stork doesn't bring it? Like, oh god! Oh. Because it's almost... I'm not sure if it's better or worse than, like, when an MC is really innocent and naive and doesn't fucking understand anything. They're basically childlike. And then you're like, you have to stop and pull back and go, so these men are dating a girl who basically has the mentality of a child, and that feels really fucking gross to me. Like, not like, I have amnesia and I comprehend, like, most things of life, but I don't know anything about myself. Okay. But, like, and I kind of understand, like, when she doesn't understand certain things. But again, I feel like maybe they should have explained, like, sex and birth and all those things. Like, she should know about them and be like, oh. Maybe be uncomfortable about the idea. Because it'd be like someone telling me, like, oh, we're going to go watch somebody give birth. Oh, no, I'm going to no, that's fucking, back up. I know where babies come from and I know what's going to happen. I don't want to see it. No, fucking no. Not, what? I don't understand. It's gross to me, okay? I think it's gross. I don't want to see it. No. So it's beautiful and natural. It's natural, but it's gross. It's not beautiful. It's disgusting. Gross. Like, so I would understand more of that, or if she was just like, oh, we can't talk about that shit. We don't talk about that. Oh my god. You know what I mean? Or like the sex thing was like, whoa. Okay. Just like, whoa, I don't understand. Like, there's certain things where it's like I understand her mentality of not understanding it or being like, whoa, that is wrong. You cannot marry someone that you are not assigned to marry. He's like, no, you can't. It's cool. Oh, it makes me uncomfortable. I get it. But not knowing about sex and just, oh God. Or where babies come from. Oh God. You've never seen a pregnant woman? I just don't understand how, without literally having the mentality of a child and then these men want to date you, it concerns me. It's as icky to me as like, oh, we're going to date the lolly boy. We're like, okay, sure, he's 400 years old, but he looks like 12 and that's gross. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. I just don't think that I could ever in a situation, even if I'm an 18-year-old girl, be like, oh, well, he's 400 years old in the body of a 12-year-old. That's cool. No, that's gross. That's gross. I know Yune's probably like supposed to be like our fucking age, but he just looks so sweet and innocent and I don't like it. I don't like it. It's gross. Okay? So like, it's just a line that I have, and this is kind of crossing that line where like, oh God, she doesn't know, and then these men are gonna, and that just feels really, really like pedo to me. It's creepy that anybody would be like, yeah, it's cool. I mean, she doesn't know what sex is or where babies come from, but that's sexy. Oh my God, what the fuck? I don't know. I understand to an extent, like, again, like, if it was like, oh God, we don't talk about that shit. And like, it made her uncomfortable as opposed to, like, because that's just like, everybody has different comfort levels and she's been made to believe these are certain things that only married people talk about. And now you're talking about them and everything. Everybody acts like it's cool to just have sex and have whoa, let's back it up. Let's not talk about that. But not knowing, it's like, you're talking to a 5-year-old, you know where babies come from, right? No. Oh, that's sexy. It's not, it's gross. Like, just her mentality, I get it. It's not all of her mentality. It's like 5% of her is like a child, and Adage keeps calling her a child, and then you're going to want to fuck her later? That's disturbing if I think too much about it, so. I hate that they keep bringing it up, because it keeps making me squishy, like, ugh, squelchy. Ugh, I just don't, anyway. All right, we're over it. Moving on. Like, I just wish they had done it differently. You know, where she could still be like, freaked out and uncomfortable, but not in a, I'm a toddler who doesn't understand this kind of way. More like the, oh my God, we don't talk about this shit kind of way, where he's like, okay, it's okay to talk about this. And she's like, no, it's not. You know, like reading banned books where she's like, what? it's kind of funny and amusing that she's like shocked about these banned books and he's reading banned books and oh my god, that's so wrong. Because of how she was raised. The not knowing where babies come from is disturbing at her age. That's all I'm saying. And I would understand it maybe a little bit more if she's like, yeah, I mean, my mom just told me about this stuff and it's still weird to me and now we're talking about it and I feel kind of icky about it. I kind of get that more than just, you put what where? Oh god. Oh god. Just concerns me is all. I don't know. Anyway. It's about children, right? Anyway. I smell trouble. Do you know where children come from? From the temple. Oh god! It's worse than I thought. The temple. Why are you laughing? Oh my god. You're laughing so hard it's making you cough. Look, I just assumed. Adage mumbled something and wiped the tears away. And yet he's gonna fall in love with us and want to have sex with us and impregnate us at some point. That's disturbing. Okay. Wow, that's hilarious. You're what, 18? Why do you still believe that kid stuff? Good question. I'm not a little kid. That's what my mother always told me since I was small. The temple brings you children. Your mother is a dick, and I'm kind of... Look, no offense, Misty, but you deserved to have been offed a little bit if you let your 18-year-old daughter still believe this bullshit. You failed as a mom, Misty Jesus. Your knowledge is stuck at a child's level. Your mother told you a kind lie. A lie? Yes. I guess she could hardly tell a little kid the truth, could she? Really? Is it such dangerous knowledge that she couldn't? Dangerous, no. Well, maybe. It does carry societal weight. Children are the result of intercourse between men and women. Intercourse? Yes. Something much more sexual than kissing. Much more... I shrugged to understand what that meant. I struggled to understand. I was like, what? I struggled to understand what that meant. This is disturbing. It's kind of funny. I'm going to try to not be creeped out. It's kind of funny when she's like, I don't understand. It's like, 'cause you know damn well she's not like, I don't get it. It's more like, what? It's like, you know she's having this existential crisis. And he's laughing at her and being like, I don't even know, honey. I can't even. Like, there's a funniness to it if you just pull aside the creep factor out of it. I'm going to try to not be creeped out by it, but it disturbs me all the same. I understand why they chose to go this route, because there is an amusing factor to it, but it's still borderline creepy. That's all I'm saying. Piqued your curiosity? No, not at all. Liar. Can see it in your face. What? But sorry, I'm not going to touch you. We're not actually married. Yeah, that wouldn't have stopped Elcrete, is all I'm saying. And that kind of thing ought to be done only with someone you really love. I appreciate Adage for that. I do. Okay, look, Elcrete was a whore, and I appreciate his willingness to teach us everything, and I mean everything. Okay, everything. But I appreciate Adage actually being like a good little home slice and being like, you should just not just fuck anything that moves. Like, maybe actually care about someone before you stick your dick in it. Adage, I love you for that. I love you for that. I appreciate that. You know, makes me feel like I can trust you. And that when things happen between us, it'll be because you actually give a shit about me and not because you're just bullshitting and like, no, baby, I totally love you, just to get your dick wet and then leave. Just saying. Like... Spacey's college days come back to her full-fledged. Like, that didn't happen a lot, but it's happened enough. And you hear enough of these stories, and I cannot go on Reddit without reading this shit and being like, the human race is just full of fucking douche holes, and I'm just gonna stay alone forever because fuck humanity. I'm serious. So I appreciate Adage being the man that we all want to believe exists out there somewhere, that probably does, but like in smaller numbers than we'd like to believe. I'm saying. Look. If you like just having sex for funsies' sake, that's cool. But you just need to be honest with that. Like, hey, I'm not looking for anything long-term, just want to fling. Man or woman, it's cool if that's what you want. Don't dick other people around into thinking you want more from them. Because that's fucking douchey. And I hate people that fucking do that shit. Known too many people who do that. Literally talk to people and be like, why don't you just tell people you just want to have some fun for the night? Well, because then I wouldn't get laid. Okay, but being a dick and lying to someone and being like, yeah, no, I'm totally into you, just to get laid is a douche fucking move, and, well, I will see you in hell. I'm going there for sure, but you are definitely going for that kind of bullshit. Holy crap. Hell is Earth, actually, so we're already there. But anyway. I appreciate Adage and his thoughts on not basically being a whore like Elcreed. Although, I still love Elcreed, and I'm totally okay with it. Because I know Elcreed deep down inside loves me, and it's not just about having sex with me. Like, so it's okay. If he was just about having sex, then I wouldn't have loved him as much, but, you know. Anyway. I'm like, kissing? Touché! She's like, You also said that kissing was an expression of love, right? Well, it depends. It means nothing to me. Just membranes touching. Alright, I'm just gonna let that one go. Anyway, the woman we're visiting is pregnant. And don't do anything weird. And if you try to say that the temple brings you children, I will bolt your mouth shut. I won't! Never again. Someone you really love, huh? I didn't know how I felt about Adage, but also, I wonder how Adage thinks about me. We know. He told me that kissing was an expression of love, but he had also said that it meant nothing to him. Don't space out. Follow me. But my name is Spacey! It's what I do! Anyway. Okay, I'm coming. Also, you literally just told me that babies don't come from a temple, and I'm about to be, like, bombarded with and oh my god, are we gonna be here for the birth? Oh my god. She's gonna be like, okay, Adage, we're never having sex. He's gonna be like, good. And it'll be okay. We're gonna just be in a non-sexual relationship. Because when she sees what's gonna happen, she's literally gonna fucking die. She's gonna be like, that shouldn't be physically possible. You shouldn't be finding that out at 18, but anyway. On our journey to the patient, Adage filled more gaps in my knowledge. He told me that in the Heights, women didn't leave the house during the last month of pregnancy in order to ensure a safe birth. As a result, I'd never really seen a pregnant woman, and so, according to Adage, I could hardly be blamed. The last month of pregnancy, you're pregnant for like 9+ months. It's actually technically 10, but like, well, you say 9 months, but it's like 40 weeks, right? 38 weeks? 40 weeks? It's 40 weeks, right? But that's like 10 fucking months. But anyway. But like, so in the 8 months prior to them being locked in the house, though, you've never seen a pregnant woman? I find it hard to believe that there was no woman in the Heights that just happened to have that genetics where, you know, I'm only 2 months pregnant. Are you fucking sure? Are you having a herd? And she is just like got the biggest fucking belly. I'm sure that there are those women that you wouldn't know are 8 months pregnant because you'd be like, really? You're about to pop? Yep. With triplets. Are you sure? Because you look maybe just a little gassy. What did you weigh? You gained 5 pounds? How the fuck? You know what I mean? There's those women, and then there's the poor little fucking women that blow up like a fucking house, okay? And I just cannot believe that no one in the Heights looked visibly pregnant before the 9-month mark. So anyway, this doesn't make sense, and I feel like the person who wrote this doesn't understand how pregnant women work. I don't fully understand how pregnant women work, because, hi, never gonna be one, don't wanna, but, I've seen pregnant women before, and you can usually fucking tell, so. Not all the time, but it's fucking weird that in the Heights, they must have done some kind of weird DNA fucking test that they have here, where they're like, oh, you have the genetics where you're gonna look visibly pregnant. We don't want people to know about that, so you can't come. Like, the fuck? Like, you don't get to come into the Heights because we don't want people to know. Like, okay. Or we just really thought there was a lot of fat ladies walking around. Like, she was always so thin and she gained so much weight. That's sad. No, she's pregnant. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Just... Anyway. Men and women have intercourse to have children. Oh, God. This is... I'm having a crisis. What's intercourse? If they have a baby, then it means they must have had intercourse. I looked back and forth between the woman and the man. My imagination was haywire. What exactly did they do? Oh, God. Can I ask them what they did? Will Adage laugh at me again? Yes! Do you want to touch my stomach? May I? Yes, of course. With trembling hands, I touched the woman's belly. How does it feel? It's so hard to believe that there's another life in there, but I can feel it move. How do you feel with the child inside you? Is it difficult? Well, my body feels heavy and I'm often sick, but this is the fruit of our love. I don't hate it. I can't wait for the birth. Me, I'd be like, I hate this. I don't want this to happen. Literally, I don't like kids. Thank God I'm like getting to the point where I'm too fucking old to have kids. Thank fucking God. Can I literally have my uterus removed? Because I don't need it. It's just there taking up space, being a pain in my ass, literally. So if we could just snip that shit out, that'd be great. It should be next week. I'll do all I can to help you. Thank you very much. When will you have children, Doctor? It's not like you can plan. I mean, you can plan that shit. But, like, in this day and age, it's not like you can plan that shit. It's just whenever it happens, it happens. Oh, we're abstaining. Oh my God. You and your wife would have such beautiful children, I'm sure. We probably would, because he's cute. And we're kind of cute, too. I think so, too. You what? At the very least, I'm good looking. She's another matter. I was at a loss, too surprised what he was saying to respond. Could you imagine? Okay, if I were married to someone who said shit like that, I'd be like, you hurt my soul. It's not wrong, though. Like, I'd go along with it, because I'm just an asshole like that. And I would hope we'd have that relationship. I'd be like, seriously? Have you looked in the fucking mirror? Oh, that's right, you can't. Because every time you do, the mirror breaks. Bitch! Like, I would hope we could joke like that with each other. But the funny thing is Hadich is just saying shit like that. And she's like, wait, what? I'm still confused about the whole he wants to have my babies thing, huh? Oh my God, this game. I love it. And there's so many things about it that make me cringe, like the whole not knowing where babies come from thing. But I love it deep down. Like, I love the whole game. And I love the characters. And that whole thing gives me a crisis, but I do find it amusing on a certain level. Way deep down, it's disturbing, but like on the upper levels of it, it's kind of fucking funny. Like, this game really does amuse me, though. I was at a loss, too surprised by what he was saying to respond. But we're in no hurry, and we're leaving it to the heavens to decide, which is basically kind of in this way what you have to do. You just fucking see what happens. You can't, like, you're not like, okay, let me check my menstrual cycle. You're not doing the ovulation thing. You don't have, like, charts. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. But, like, you don't have all the things, like, let me take my temperature and just see when I'm ovulating, and then let's do all this thing, and let's do the science, and then let's, shit just happens when it happens here. It's also like well, we can just not have kids if, well, no, we're pretty much fucked. We're having one now, whether we wanted it or not, so. I see. I look forward to the happy news, then. Thank you. You'll need a bit of patience, though. It's kind of fucking weird, though, that everyone's like, when are you having kids? That rubs me the wrong way, because it's literally like, oh my God, someday when you have kids, you just assume that because I have a uterus, I want children. I mean, it's the benefit of looking younger than I am, as people are like, well, it's fine, you've got time. No, I don't, thank God. Like, it's the only thing about having a midlife crisis when I had one. Still in the middle of it, thank you very much, but it's like, oh my God, well, you know what the benefit is? Menopause is, like, right around the corner, hopefully. That would be cool. Not really don't want to deal with, like, menopause and taking pills and everything, but the thing is like, well, I don't have to worry about my period anymore, and because that shit sucks. Sorry, nobody wanted to hear that, but that shit sucks and I hate it, and it's like, please take my uterus, Look, there is a point, even when you know you don't want to have kids, when you were a woman, that you go to a doctor and you're like, could you, like, tie my tubes? And they're like, I don't think you're old enough to make that decision. And you're like, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up. Well, what if you meet a man and he wants kids? Well, then he can find someone else. Tough fucking shit. It's not his decision. Sick of that. Fuck you. But, like, and then there's that weird area where you would go in and you'd be like, can you tie my tubes? And they're like, I mean, you might still want kids someday. I'm pretty sure I'm old enough to know by now I don't want kids. But at the same time, if you're like, no, what, you're right. I think I'm going to go try to have a baby right now. I mean, whoa, you're a bit geriatric. You're a little too old for kids. So can I have my tubes tied? What? I mean, let's not rush into anything hasty. So I'm not old enough to know I want my tubes tied, but I'm too old to have kids. Could you fucking pick a lane? Because you can't have both. Like, and now I'm on that hill where if I went in right now, I'd be like, am I too old for kids? Yes. Am I too young to have my uterus ripped out? And that actually sounds like a good idea. Awesome. Whew. But I don't go to doctors, so, you know. But it's tempting. It's tempting to be like, I'm going to go get me some doctors and go in and be like, can I just have this done? Like, because, like, that would be okay with me. Just saying. It's the only benefit of getting old. Also, two gloriously white hairs, and, like, the first time I found one, I was like, actually, this just will make it easier. I don't have to bleach my hair. If my hair was all white, I could just dye whatever color I want. It would save me time and effort. I'm okay with this. Because they're not gray. They're gloriously white. And I like that. I don't want to go gray. I'm going to go gloriously white. Like, look, if we're going into that end of age, bam, wake up one day and Spacey got white-ass fucking hair. Sweet! I'm okay with it. I don't know. There's a point where you get old and you were like, that's fine. Because you're like, look, it's kind of curly. It's got some texture instead of being pinned straight and flat. This is awesome. Look. And then the rest of the time you just cry. Look, there's 10% of the time that you're really cool with getting old, and then the rest of the time you cry. So just be prepared, kids. Anyway. The visit was over, and I closed the door, smiling, but dead on the inside. Anyway, let's go home. Adage began to walk away, looking perfectly composed. I held him back by his scarf. What? We're not going to have a child, right? Of course not. Do you take everything I say seriously, idiot? That's an odd reaction. Do you want to have children? It's pretty rough. You're not planting tomatoes in a garden. That's a weird euphemism, but okay. As a man, I can't tell you what pregnancy is like from personal experience. And the child inside is quite large, and birth is often accompanied by a lot of pain. And there are women who lose consciousness during birth. Really? Yeah, I'd rather not do that. See, I like Adage. He's like, it sucks. Sounds like it does. Good job, Adage. Okay, look, Adage, you and me. My God. Adage, it's kind of like there's a part of me that just, look, you and me will be in a perfect non-sexual, like, cuddle relationship. It'll be great, but Elk Creed. You know what? Elk Creed's not gonna, no. It's okay. It's alright. This is, in my universe, can't have kids. Gosh darn it. It's okay. Let's go marry Elk Creed. But while we're in Adage's route, it'll be great. It'll be fine. It'll be happy. We don't have to worry about kids or anything, and we don't have to deal with all that shit that we don't know about, and we'll just cuddle. It'll be great. He'll never love us. It's fine. It's the story of my life anyway. This route's traumatizing me. It's so important to procreate, and yet it's painful? If it was easy, the parents wouldn't love the child, I suppose. Some don't love their children even then. Unfair, since the children can't choose their parents. You won't love them. Why have children? Because there's probably no birth control and people still will have sex. It's like Adage is the fucking idiot now. Me popping in the game. Because people like to fuck. And sometimes kids just happen even if you don't want them because ain't no birth control. Jesus, Adage. Who's the fucking idiot now? Clearly, Adage has never had sex. All I'm saying. Otherwise, he'd be like, oh, I get it. Like, Adage? Nothing. Anyway, it's good to be a man if you're gonna have children for no reason. Have fun with that. But I don't like pain. If you want children, you should carry them, Adage. Men can't carry children, idiot. Yeah, well, I mean, okay, I understand the time period. Well, steampunky universe, but like, depending on the time period, some people didn't know how bodies worked and things, so you wouldn't know that men don't have the right equipment to carry babies. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't know. Doctors might know these things, but normal people would just be like, women carry babies. Why? I don't know, they just do. Like, there was a point in time where that was like a legit answer. I don't know, they just do. Okay. Anyway, we passed by the supply station of the hounds on the way home. They were handing out rations and a long line had formed. I'm amazed they can swallow some unknown substance. Unknown substance? I watched them, considering Adage's words. The bread and the soup seem ordinary to me. And what's the soup made from? What exactly is in there? Rylith and Merlot. Oh, God! Well, you don't know, right? You have no idea what they're putting in it. I wouldn't eat a single spoonful. It's hard to find a job here. You need the supplies if you don't want to starve. I disagree. They know where to get handouts, so they don't have any incentive to find a job. Handouts? Yes, they can live without having to do work. If you don't work, you don't have any money. If you don't have any money, you can't buy things. If you don't buy things, shops don't open. If shops don't open, you can't work. The supply station is at the root of a vicious circle of economic stagnation. Oh my god, now we're getting into... You're getting too heavy for me! We talked about birth and children and Adage, I'm mentally sick, so I don't understand any of this. Anyway, she understands this better, I'm sure. You're being very harsh. I'm only being realistic. And besides, Oh my, Spacey. I don't know who it is. Who would call me Spacey? Oh, Glissade. Okay, I was like, it's either Finn. I was thinking maybe Glissade, but I was like, why would Glissade just magically pop out in the thing? And I doubt it would be Finn, because he'd literally stab Adage, and Inez wouldn't just call me Spacey, so I was very confused. Anyway, Glissade. You've come for your medicine. That makes me happy. No, I was only passing by. Oh, I see. Did you take the medicine I gave you the other day? Medicine? No, I haven't. And that won't do. I gave it to you because I'm worried. Please take it. All right, I will. Oh, excuse me. Someone's calling for me. Hopefully we'll have more time when we meet again. And then you want... Adage is like, Dad, son, and then they leave. What? Look, if it came out, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm just saying they both have dark hair and red eyes. Coincidence? Probably. But I just like to just figure shit out. I don't know, anyway. Yes, goodbye. Glissade made a curt bow and disappeared in the direction of the hounds. I didn't expect to see him at a supply station. Did he also work outside their headquarters? I'm wondering if, this is beep beep backing it up way before this. Not way before, but like, when Adage was talking about like people shouldn't have kids if they don't fucking want them, I'm like wondering, did your parents have you and didn't want you? I'm just wondering if like there's some kind of like, it just, or he's just seen abused kids, but like he seems to have this like weird thing, people shouldn't have fucking kids if they don't fucking want them. I mean, I feel like any of us would think that, like normal human beings, but he's not, he's a robot, so like, you've either seen people abusing and hating their children and you think that's cold and cruel, or you were that child and, you know what I mean? Just curious about that. Maybe it means nothing, but just pointing it out. Anyway. Did he also work outside their headquarters? You know that guy? Glissade? Sort of. He treated me when the hounds injured me. The other day he visited me, saying he was worried for my health. He's a good man. Maybe not, but I want to have faith in him, but... Adage? Nothing. We're going home. Okay. His expression changed suddenly. I wonder what's wrong. We arrived back home, but Adage's mood didn't change. I watched him as he cooked dinner for us. He was always a focused and disciplined cook, but this time his face was almost haggard. Why isn't he talking to me about whatever is bothering him? If he wanted to complain about something, I was all for it. And then I could react to it and help him. I hate it when he doesn't talk to me. I sighed and kept on looking at him. The soup is boiling. The soup is boiling over! Adage, the soup. Oh. As Adage tried to turn off the flame, hot soup splashed onto his right hand. Are you okay? Yes, I'm all right. Adage poured water into a deep bowl and put his hand in it. No, I'm not all right. What kind of a doctor injures himself? Adage, you haven't been yourself. Not myself. Yes, ever since we left the supply station, you've been in a bad mood. You've barely spoken. Did you remember something about the hounds? The problem isn't the hounds and their supply stations. He wiped the water off his hand. The problem is that man, Glissade. Glissade? Yes, he's... my father. I knew it! he's my father, I told you. And then they flip my father. Oh my God, I actually low-key was not expecting, like, look, I called it because I ruin everything. Spacey ruins everything. That's it. I'm sorry. 100% Finn killed our fucking parents. Because this happens all the time. What game was it? I don't even remember which one it was. When it was literally in the first part and I was like, this is so what's gonna happen. And that's what happened. And I'm like, I fucking ruin everything. Like, I've always been like that. You can pick up a present and go like, this is what's in this. I know what's in it. Like, I don't know. Like, but, I mean, what was it, a couple parts ago? Last part before, I'm like, wait a minute. He's got black hair and red eyes. And like, so, is he his dad? That'd be fucking weird. Oh my God. Oh my God. I shouldn't be shocked. I should be like, see, I told you. But like, I literally was just like, that's probably not the case. But it totally is. Wow. Also, I think it's because Glissade showed up in Adage's route, like, oh, here, take your medicine. And he's never, I mean, again, I guess, technically, he's, like, he wouldn't have shown up in the bodyguard route. He's only going to show up in the prisoner route. But, I don't know, there was just something in my head that's like, well, I mean, he's never shown up in any other route outside of the thing. And now here he is, and then, like, they look alike, and, like, wow. I'm sorry, I'm proud of myself for that one, because, like, anyway. My father. What? Glissade is... Adage is... Really? I mean, they're both doctors, go figure. Probably. I have no proof. It's been a long time since he disappeared. And that's why he's got abandonment issues, okay? When I was a kid living in the Heights, my father disappeared. I looked for him for a long time and couldn't find him. I became a doctor and had patients working for the temple. I asked them to look into it. They said he wasn't in the Heights anymore. Also, you look like him. I mean, come on. The hair, the eyes. I mean, every other character's slightly different. And I'm like, why would you make two doctors have both dark hair and red eyes? So, and like I said, unless it's like coincidence. Not coincidence. Okay. I figured that Minnie was down here, so I committed a crime to get sent here. I came here to find my father. Oh my God, that's so sad and kind of cute. Oh my God, you just broke my heart, Adage. Like, I thought my father might be here, so I read a book that was banned. His crime, he did on purpose to come down here to find his father. Oh my God, you poor broken child. And you think I'm a child? You committed a crime to come find your daddy, you poor precious thing. I can't handle it. Oh, my heart. Oh, Adage, you're not going to take Eltcreed's place at all, but I do love you so hard right now. It hurts. Oh, it makes Spacey want to cry, but we save that for Toa. Anyway. You came here just because you assumed he was here? That's insane. What if he hadn't been down here either? I won't be able to return to the Heights. But I don't want to. Nothing ties me to there. I don't care about the Heights. That's probably smart. I see. Well, I don't quite understand making such a radical decision. But it looks like you met him. That's good. I don't know. We'll see. You saw him. You saw my father. He didn't even notice me. His own family, and he treated me like air. And this wasn't the first time. Sometimes I run into him and he doesn't recognize me. I talked to him once, but he left, saying he had business to attend to. Well, he left when you were a child, first of all. So he wouldn't recognize you from being a child to being an adult. However, he might. He might be looking at Adage and thinking, my God, I feel like that's what my son would look like, but I wouldn't... Could you imagine if you got sent down here or you purposely left your kid or whatever, okay? You're away from your child from when they were a child to when they were an adult. Now you're all of a sudden, you run into this person and you're like, wow, I don't know why, but I just feel like there would be something that you might recognize in them to be like that. You know, if Timmy grew up, I feel like that's Timmy from growing up. But the weird thing is, unless Adage was like, my name's Adage. You know what I mean? Like, if that person just came up to you and knew that you were their parent and was like, Hi, yeah, so, nice weather. Because they don't know how to address you, or they're not going to be like, Mom! Or Dad! You know what I mean? Like, so either Glissad really doesn't fucking remember his family, doesn't give a shit, or he sees Adage and is like, wow, he reminds me of my son, but, like, that's crazy. And maybe talking to him is awkward and he avoids it. Or he knows 100% that's my son, but I don't want to. You know what I mean? We don't know why he's avoiding him. We don't know, but he probably did. I don't know how many years it's been exactly, but he probably doesn't recognize you because it's been so long. I don't think he doesn't want to acknowledge you. That can't be. I don't think so. And you say that because you grew up in a blessed environment. I'm pretty sure he forgot about me. He had that uncaring attitude back then as well. And again, why do people have kids if they don't want to love them? Oh my god. I really wish I had the ability to cry. I mean, I do. I do. We've seen it in games before. Okay, only once. But, like, I want to. I want to cry so much right now. I want to cry for him. My heart fucking hurts. Inside, I'm like, oh my god, you poor thing. It's gonna break my heart. But it's really hard for me to... I'm really good at stuffing my emotions inside. In weird circumstances. Other times, people just look at me wrong, and I'm like, what? I just didn't have a date. I couldn't tie my shoe right. It took 2 tries. And, like, I'll cry for no fucking reason, but it's because of shit like this. Because right now, I'm like, I should just be able to cry. And I can't. I just can't. So when it doesn't matter, that's when I fucking cry. Like, I woke up 5 minutes late and I will just be a ball of tears sobbing on the floor like it's the end of the fucking world because I hold all my pain and wait for, like, the most inopportune moments. It's kind of fucked up. Go to therapy, kids. All I'm saying. But, now would be a good time to actually be emotional and kind of weep a little. Maybe a little tear here and there, but I feel it in my heart. It's just not coming out. But fuck, it's like sad shit, yo. I'm not that uncaring. My emotions don't want to come out, but they're in there. Adage. My father called me recessive. Recessive? Yes, he didn't want me born. But my father is the only family I have. I came because I vowed to find him. What happened to your mom? Now I finally found him, but he has no interest in me. I don't know what to do. Poor baby. You're like, no wonder you're a fucking robot. Nobody ever loved you. Spacey, just hug him. Just hold him. And he's gonna be like, what are you doing? You just need to be held. It's okay. It's okay to cry. And he's like, I'm not crying. You're crying. I know. We're both crying. He's like, no, literally, only you. I know. It's okay. But I can't cry because I'm a fucking robot in stupid situations like this. And then other times I'm a fucking mess. It's just, pick a day. I don't know, anyway. I know it's harsh, but don't give up. I can't see my father or my mother ever again. They're dead. They're gone forever. But it's not the same for you. He's still there. I want you to try and face him. Face him, huh? Well, I don't know whether he'll acknowledge me as his child. He will. He left you when you were young. He's just not recognizing you. Oh my god, it's gonna kill, and she's trying to be so hopeful, and then Glissad's like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I didn't want you to begin with. Then why did you... Never mind. You talked to Elcree, didn't you? It's like... Because obviously he was forced into a marriage as the person you're gonna marry. Okay. But if you don't want children and you don't want to do that, you do what the church, like... Oh my god. You do what the temple, so the fucking church, you're basically living in a weird churchy cult, tells you. But they're not forcing you to have sex with somebody. You don't have to do that. You don't have to procreate. You can be like, yep, we're married, everything's great. Yeah, unfortunately, we're just not having kids. Gosh darn. Guess the temple didn't want that. You know what I mean? But obviously, well, you're a man and you're thinking with your dick, Glissad, and you were obviously having sex with your wife, and then you're like, I didn't want you to get pregnant. Well, don't put your dick in her then. Jesus Christ. It takes 2 people to have a baby. She probably wanted a baby, and you were like, ugh. And then she probably died, and then you were like, fuck, I don't want to deal with this kid, so then you just abandoned him. Like, oh, that's so sad. God, let's not talk about it anymore. I hope so. I'm sure he is. Cheer up. I don't know, Glissad seems like such a nice person. I would really hope he's not, like, such a deadbeat dad, but... And Spacey, if you envy me, pisses me off. What? I don't want someone younger like you cheering me up. Is this really the time to be insulting me? This time? What else should I be doing then? Kiss you? I don't know. I'm not gonna let you grab the reins. I'm leading here. Remember that. Well, let's eat. Pour me something to drink. Okay, I will. Oh, right. What is it? We need to put a salve on this burn. You're right. The doctor diagnosed by his assistant. You piss me off. What? Come on, let me see it. I'll do it myself. No, I'll do it. Can't let you do this on your own. Leave me alone. Can rub salve on myself. Not that addled. I know that, but I want to do it. Please. I can only guess what must be in your heart, but I can rub a salve onto your hand. Yes, and you suck at both. No, I know what's in your heart, motherfucker. Shut up. I understand emotions, you fucking robot. Slaps him. What, he just needs it. Should I apply pressure when I rub it on? No, don't. Just do it normally. Normally. He was smiling. It made me smile, too. Having a romantic moment. Looks like he cheered up a little. That's good. Adage was never very expressive, so such obvious suffering was something I hated to see. I definitely didn't expect Glissade to be his father. I mean, I did. I'm at a point. Not from the very beginning, but, halfway through. They looked sort of alike when I thought about it, but their personality... Anyway, I hope they can get along. Their personality! Adage is a fucking robot and he's kind of a dick, and Glissade's like really fucking nice, but abandoned his kid. This is a weird... Adage, I would have expected to have been the one to abandon his child. Personality-wise, but... I imagine them talking happily as I put the dishes on the table. Alright. I'm going to wrap this part up here. I'm not exactly 100% sure where we are time-wise, because when I was doing the very beginning of this, I accidentally had my mouse, over the record on-off button, and, it wouldn't move, so I clicked it, and it... usually my mouse will just, freeze, and then I have to click it, which I just did. Thanks for the food, Adage! Anyway, not what I meant to do. And we can't go back. Alright, never mind. We'll just do this scene and then we'll end it. But I didn't, you know what I mean? I accidentally stopped the recording and I was like, fuck, I gotta start again, so. Anyway, thanks for the food, Adage. We'll just keep going so that I can actually save in a decent spot. Something this bad can't be called food, can it? Then what should I call it? Thank you for the nutrients? That doesn't feel right. No, it doesn't. I stood up, wanting to clear the dishes from the table. Someone knocked on the door. Who could that be? It's so late. I'm sorry I came so late at night. What is it? Someone injured? No. I've come here to deliver this. It's for you. For me? An invitation? From... Glissade? Glissade. He only told me to give this to you. I was making the rounds nearby. Good night. Thank you very much. I can't believe he used the Hound's second in command to deliver this. I watched Sir Inez disappear through the window and looked back towards the invitation. When he handed I came to deliver this to you, I was like, oh, Glissade's sending Adage an invitation to something. And then he sent it to me, and I was like, oh, man, I hurt for Adage. Anyway. It's an invitation to dinner for the day after tomorrow. Only your name is on it. You two seem to be close. No, not really. He treated me a few times, but I never dealt with him on a personal level. Why is he inviting you to dinner, then? I don't know. I really don't know. Sorry, taking it out on you is pointless. It's alright. I understand this must upset you. But I honestly don't know why he's doing this. Same with the medicine. I don't know why he came here to deliver it. Maybe he does know that Adage is his son and he just doesn't know how to deal with it. And he's like, I came here to give you medicine. Yeah. You live here with my son, huh? Maybe he doesn't know how to fucking broach the topic because maybe he's not 100% sure. Just like, I don't know. Medicine. Oh, right. Can you tell me more about that? Not really, but I'll try. When I was alone here, Glissade came and took a blood sample. Then he gave me the medicine which the Hounds distribute. A blood sample? Why? I don't know. To check my health, I assume. Oh god, we're not, like, also your child. We also have pink eyes. Oh no, Adage is our brother. Look, if that happens, I'm gonna fucking yeet myself. I'm gonna yeet this fucking game, because no. Wow. Something's up. I've never heard of them going around taking blood samples from criminals. Again, it's because we have magic blood or some shit, right? And the medicine. The stuff they give the people. Yes, he told me that the people from the Heights have to take it. Did you take it? No, I decided I wasn't going to take it until I felt ill and put it away. I see. You don't know it, but that was the right decision. That medicine has no effect. Really? Yes. Well, it contains an antidote, but it only works on the rations. It's unnecessary for you. On the rations? What do you mean? There are traces of poisons in the rations they distribute. The medicine counteracts the poisons. They distribute an antidote against their own poison? Why? To rule. And they want them to be dependent on their medicine. Keeps them docile. I don't know who instituted this and for what purpose exactly, though. I mean, your dad is a doctor, did we not? Okay, let's not bring that up. That's awful. Yes, you shouldn't eat their rations if you can avoid it. I see. If you know what they're handing out to the people, why aren't you telling anyone? The people are the ones who suffer if I tell them. They'd starve to death or die by poison if they stop eating their rations, so they'd have to stage a rebellion. Far fewer will die with the hounds in charge than in a rebellion. Justice isn't always the best path. We're going way over, but because I accidentally clicked. Don't use this knowledge to stir up trouble at the supply stations. The people will suffer the most. I know that. Do you? Well, I mean, now. I hope so. Your sense of justice is both one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses. Be careful. I know, but... But? You don't agree? No, I mean, I'm worried about you. About me? You've been very stiff since Glissad's letter arrived. Does it bother you? I apologize if I'm wrong, but you look depressed to me. I don't want you to be depressed. If there's something I can do to help, I want to help. Really? Stand in front of me, then. In front of you? Are you trying to... kiss you? I wouldn't do that. I'm an adult. But you did. I did as he bid and cautiously approached Adage. Let me hug you. That's enough. He wrapped his arms around me. That's so adorable! I knew he needed a hug! This is cuter than him kissing us. I'm gonna die. Adage. I'm recessive. Can't remember ever being hugged as a child. I don't have a single positive memory from the Heights, so I came here thinking I could find my father and find happiness. But I couldn't. Life never works out, does it? Oh my god, fucking hug him! Spacey, just hold him so tight. Just hug him so tight. Just, it's okay. Stroke his hair. Fucking, oh my god. Just hug this man. Hold this man. Don't worry. It'll improve. I'm sure of it. Really? Yes. I don't lie. Why would you go so far to cheer me up? It's my life and not yours. It doesn't concern you. It does. I'm your assistant, and I'm... My wife? We're just acting. I know that, but... Anyway, I want to help you. Please let me help you. Can't turn you down now, can I? Thanks, Spacey. We could have had a nice CG of us just holding him. It would have been beautiful. Adage let go of me. Adage. I looked at the invitation, but I was still worried about him. It doesn't mention the dress code. Dress code? Don't all dinner parties have a dress code? Do you think people would have a dress code down here? That's asking to get robbed. Right. That makes sense. Oh, well, I don't think there are many with a sense of taste as bad as mine. And the food should be good. Enjoy it. Will you come with me, Adage? Come with you? Yes, it doesn't say that I should come alone. This might be Glissad's invitation, but I don't want to go to the hounds alone. You would also have a chance to speak with Glissad. And that's your real motivation, right? You saw through me. Will you come with me? Let me think about it. I'll give you an answer. Alright, I'll wait for your answer. Why did Glissad invite me and not Adage? Why doesn't he acknowledge his son? It made me sad to think about what Adage must have been feeling, but didn't say. I can't force him, though. Let's hope he comes with me of his own volition. now we're going to end it. So, oh, right at Adage's perspective. All right. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.